Welcome to the Ryder and Lisa podcast.
Unfiltered laughs, honest conversations, and everything in between.
This is your backstage pass to the best moments from Ryder and Lisa.
On demand.
Powered by Always Plumbing and Heating.
Hey friends, I just want to give you a heads up that the first break you're going to hear on the pod today is us critiquing, or me more specifically, critiquing a podcast and the sound levels and how I had to turn it off because it annoyed me. So if you have a concern about our podcast, maybe you don't like our intro song.
Yeah, or, maybe our mic levels aren't the best.
Exactly. Maybe you would prefer a more soft introduction.
Maybe Lisa's just a little bit too loud and obnoxious.
Ryder, stop, because you know that I'm about to complain about another podcast's mic levels.
Oh, yeah.
Stop.
And ours are just absolutely on point.
Everything that we do is so perfect, right?
Yeah.
That's us being sarcastic. So if you do have a concern, something that you would switch up on our pod, feel free to slide into our DMs and let us know, because we want to make it the best experience for you possible.
Also, make sure you're listening for a joke that went over Lisa's head when we're talking about baby names.
The amount of texts that we got into the show of people laughing hysterically, and I was like, what's so funny? I did not get it.
Nope, you sure didn't.
Hopefully you do when you hear Ryder's awesome joke. Because now that I think back on it, I'm like, I would have laughed so hard if I got it. Whatever.
Enjoy the show at our perfect microphone levels.
10 out of 10.
Our friend Lisa Evans is slowly transforming into a full-blown Karen.
Shamelessly.
This time it's commenting on the internet unsolicited advice.
If you love the show Brooklyn Nine-Nine, you know the actress Chelsea Peretti. She's actually married to Jordan Peele.
Okay.
Which is kind of cool. She has a podcast. I mean, who doesn't? We do. Ryder and Lisa podcast.
Search it.
The only reason I listened to Chelsea's podcast episode is because one of my favorite podcasters was a guest on it. The mic levels. Atrocious.
Oh.
You're famous. You have millions of followers. And how much money are you making on these podcasts because they sound like crap? So I commented, tuned in because I adore Carrie, but we got to work on Chelsea's mic levels. Where is her team?
Oh, no.
That's what I commented, and I don't care. She needs to know because she's not doing any of the producing, so she doesn't know how bad it sounds.
How do you feel when you get unsolicited advice on your radio program?
Terrible.
Yeah.
I absolutely hate it, but there's always a lesson to be learned.
Okay.
You take it with a grain of salt, but you still have a grain of salt. I couldn't listen to it. I turned it off. Is that what you want?
You just sound like you have made the full transition to
Yep.
Karen.
I don't even care.
Couple viral videos that would like to draw your attention to that involve dogs being rescued.
Mine is about a Labrador who fell down and was stuck in the forest. The best part about this, her sibling, the other lab, did not leave, stayed and
Really?
waited. It was 4 days.
Oh, no.
4 days of waiting for help. And then finally, when this dog was getting rescued, the tail is just wagging. And that is the whole point of this video, is like, look how happy this dog is getting rescued.
The whole time they're putting the safety harness on it to get it out, just wagging away.
And you just think, what is this dog thinking right now? Being rescued is the best. I love being rescued. Look at all this attention I'm getting. 10 out of 10. Might have to do this again sometime. This was worth it.
See, the one I saw yesterday, and I ended up watching a couple times, was a dog getting pulled out of a smaller well.
Okay.
So it wasn't like a super dangerous well, but he couldn't get out himself. So the owner had somehow figured out a way to get a rope around it and twisted up the rope and pulled it out. And it looked like it was quite the predicament, but they managed to get this dog out. It gets out, they set it down, it kind of stretches, goes for a little walk, comes back, jumps back in. Do it again. Just had a memory pop up, Facebook, and it brought me back. Do you remember that stretch in 2018 where somebody would post something that said, do you remember when Mother used to boil the kettle, for example?
Okay.
And then there'd be a million comments, and it was all just 60-year-olds saying, yes. Do you remember that
I
face?
do not remember that.
Who remembers dipping their grilled cheese in tomato soup? And then just...
Everyone's
me,
like, me.
Yes, Mother used to make me that on Sundays. It was It was a pure time.
That is very pure.
Uh-huh.
Because we all remember moments like that. I remember my mom boiling the kettle.
Exactly. There's a video that has surfaced of Meghan Markle dancing in a hospital room.
Before she gave birth.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, her and her husband, they're like kind of dancing together, getting ready before the big moment.
Apparently, if you dance in moments like that, it can trigger labor too. If you're waiting, like just that kind of movement. She's like dropping it low. And
Yeah.
she's got some moves.
Shaking her hips.
But people are calling it out as fake.
Oh, yeah, the conspiracy theorists love it. They're like, that doesn't look like a real belly.
This tweet from Suburban Duchess on Twitter. So you can imagine she's going to be passionate.
Big fan of the royal family.
Yeah, her bio says, Team William and Catherine always.
Oh, no. Oh, no. What did this person have to say?
Oh, wait. Her name is Catherine, not Kate. That's also in her bio. Anyway, she says, no woman 9 months pregnant moves that way, and that belly is lumpy. And Meg moves it around like a sack of jelly beans.
She's wearing a big, like,
Moo-moo.
fluffy dress.
Yeah. You can see that the belly doesn't look smooth, though. I'll agree. When I first watched it, I was like,
Oh.
what's going on there? But it could just be monitors that are on the belly to monitor the baby's heart rate and things like that as well. So that could explain that. But she continues, Suburban Duchess does, where is the uncomfortable mom to be? Because this woman has no clue what it feels like to be in labor or even induced. Induced moms are nervous about the pain. And then other people are commenting, even if it was real, it's disgraceful for members of the royal family to dance like that. Low class. This isn't even possible. Like, everybody's just going off on this video that I found pretty wholesome. To have a couple dancing, laughing, having fun in what could be a very stressful moment.
Oh, I can't imagine.
Adding some joy to that moment
Like,
should be celebrated.
exactly. And good for you. Dance it off. Get ready for it. Because I fear if I ever am pregnant, all I think about is the fact that when they're like, push, I would just simply be farting the whole time. And that alone makes me go, I don't know if I'm interested. Because that makes me nervous. No? Is that a weird reason to be like, I don't know if I want to do that?
Yeah, that is a weird reason. Because you don't want to fart around people?
So I watched this TikTok video. A woman posted the video of her giving birth. The camera was to the side, so you couldn't see anything. And it's her 1, 2, 3, push, push. But there's no music on in the background. It's completely silent in the room outside of the like nurses saying 1, 2, 3, push. And there's no sound coming out. And so I commented on the video and I said in all caps, I fear I would be farting the entire time. And my comment has like 500,000 likes.
Yeah.
Because I think it is a very common thought process.
Why wouldn't you just bring in a Bluetooth speaker and throw her down there somewhere?
Like Meghan Markle did. I bet she was jamming out.
Exactly.
Because clearly she likes to dance when she's about to give birth.
Little do we know in that video, she farted like 7 times.
We didn't know, though, because
See?
there was music playing. So good for her. She's doing the right thing. Yeah, but yeah, no, the conspiracy theorists are coming out.
The comment section, is ruthless.
A dumpster fire.
Nana Jen says, 4-time mom, 7-time grandmother. That baby hasn't dropped and her belly is lumpy. Not real. Imagine,
I love your voices you do for the comments.
Imagine making your personality being addicted to the royal family.
Well, we worked with someone that was like that.
Yeah,
and
we did.
We did. And she knew everything. When the queen died, I think she took a week off of work.
She did take some days off. A story about the apple not falling far from the tree. It's pretty wild ride here. This story is about a mom who had to go into school to talk about an incident that shook down with her daughter at a middle school. Apparently, her daughter was involved in a fist fight. The mom goes in, shoving the school principal into a wall.
What?
And then grabbing a superintendent by the neck, attempting to choke her. The school was placed on lockdown. She was taken into custody. And later, what else happened here?
I just imagine being that kid being like, well, I'm definitely not going to get in trouble now.
Right?
Holy. Her mom gets walked out in handcuffs.
for getting in a fight. And the reason she went in to talk to the school was because her kid had gotten in a fight.
Yeah, that's a bad apple falling from the tree.
5 simple words, $1,000. It's Ryder and Lisa's 1K wordplay. Brought to you by Out of Bounds Restaurant.
We are joined by first-time contestant Tara, ready to win $1,000 or what?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay,
All right.
We listen
perfect.
to you every morning. We carpool. We listen to you every morning.
Who's
Yeah.
we? Who's we?
Oh, I've got Sky. I've got Miss Bladesford. I've got Miss Natalie. We're all teachers.
Oh my gosh, a bunch of teachers that carpool together. What a dream.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's pretty good. Yeah.
That's great. All right, so,
Okay, wait. How much do you trash talk students?
no.
Come on.
We do have a rule, like once we hit the highway, we're done. Not students, just coworkers. No, just
Perfect.
That's great.
All right. Here's how the game works. You're going to pick a teammate, either Lisa or myself. They'll leave the room. And then we're going to give you 5 words. Tell us the first word that comes to mind for each. We'll invite your teammate back in. Play the same game with them. For every answer that matches, it's $25. Hit them all, and it's 1,000.
Who's your teammate, Tara?
I'm going to go with Lisa.
Nice. Yes. Ryder, you got good words today or
I
what?
do. Waiting for Lisa to leave. And then we're going to get rolling. I'm going to start the timer for you after I give you the first word, okay?
Okay.
And the first word is broccoli.
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 Cauliflower.
Truck.
Car.
Groom.
Bed.
Fingers.
Toes.
Castle.
Hands.
Okay, and I just want to confirm something. What did you say for groom?
Did you say groom? Like
Groom.
G-R-O?
Groom.
Oh, bride. I want to say bride.
Okay.
I didn't hear it
Okay,
correctly.
perfect. I thought you might have misheard me. Let's get Lisa
Yeah.
back in here. We could give away $1,000 today. I don't mind it.
Okay, I'm ready.
She did great.
Thank you.
Well, what do your teacher friends think? Have they given a... Okay.
Lisa, what is the first word that comes to mind when I say groom?
Bride. $25. Yes.
Fingers.
There's 2 words, but I'm going to go with the first thing that came to my mind, which was toes. I wanted to say hands, but I was like, it just
know.
naturally comes out
Fingers
like
and
fingers
toes.
and toes. So I love
Totally.
that. All right, we got $50. Let's get to 75.
Truck.
Car?
Yeah! We're rolling!
For $100. Please.
Dave just texted in saying, any room in that carpool? Dave sounds a little bit lonely, maybe. All right, 2 more answers for $1,000.
Please. Come on.
Castle.
Ooh. Princess. No! What did Tara say?
Sand.
I was visualizing an actual castle. Shoot. Okay. Come on, for $100.
Broccoli.
You chose this. You chose this last, so I'm not going to go with what I would usually say. I want to get to $100.
Okay.
Say it again.
Broccoli.
Cheddar.
That's a good answer.
Ah!
She said cauliflower.
That was a weird one. Cauliflower was real weird.
Yeah, that was a weak one, but that's okay. I mean, when you're put in the hot seat, the pressure is on, and it's tough. You still picked up $75. Thanks for playing, and have a great day at school, everyone.
Yeah.
Woo! Man,
Man.
I love a carpool game.
Yeah.
That was fun having an audience.
You can tell the kids at that school are in good hands.
Yeah.
Hey, great energy.
Aw.
Next chance to play tomorrow morning at 7:50.
The list of most popular baby names per province was released recently. Now, this time around, these ones were submitted by teachers, servers, and coaches, which I thought was interesting. Like, what is the most popular name that you come by on a daily basis with your job?
I think Olivia has been crushing for quite some time now.
Yeah. Jack.
Noah, Liam, Sophia, Oliver, Emma,
Ava.
Elijah, some of the names that were popular in different provinces.
But then you come across ones that are just interesting combinations. These are true stories submitted by teachers, people who have served tables that were families, and coaches. There's a teacher that said that there were 3 kids in her class: Lincoln, Mercedes, and Bentley.
Triplets.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind a theme.
I don't mind a theme either, but what about this one? There were twins in this other classroom, Bert and Ernie.
Okay.
Huh. Interesting.
I mean, that's a choice, yeah.
A server said that a table came in with a family, and what she thought was the little boy's name, Tate. Mm-hmm. And the mother corrected her. She's like, no, that's Taint.
They went with Taint for the name.
Taint.
Okay. Middle sibling?
Maybe.
Like right in between there?
So I asked my parents this question because the oldest sibling in our family has a really random middle name, whereas myself and my other sister, who are the middle and young children, have our grandmother's name as our middle name. But the firstborn had a random middle name. I was like, why wouldn't it be the other way around, where the first two have their grandma's name and I have a random because I'm the youngest?
Yeah.
And apparently in the 90s, it was actually more popular to just give your child a random pretty little name. So my oldest sister's middle name is Leanne.
Or named
for
after...
no reason.
No. Dude, wasn't she named after a friend? I thought I heard your mom say that. It was popular to name after
that's
friends.
what it was.
Yeah.
It was a friend.
Yeah, that was a trend there for a bit. Just a middle name goes to your best friend.
Are we bringing that back?
I don't mind that either.
That's kind of a cool idea.
I think middle names, when people have fun with them, is a great idea too. Like, I think Danger is a hilarious middle name.
Yeah, Thunder.
So you can say Danger's my middle name.
Oh my gosh, true. Because that's from Austin Powers.
I've got a buddy whose kid's middle name is Tractor.
What?
And I love it.
That's cool.
It's not my buddy. I lied. I don't know why I lied about that.
Well,
it's a friend of a friend.
Apparently I'm making things up too.
Yeah.
I had my whole middle name story wrong.
Yeah, you were.
You had to
absolutely
correct
wrong.
me, and it was my family's story. That's mortifying.
Do you remember years ago when we talked to a longtime listener, Forrest, about his name?
Yes.
I want to go back to that for a second because there is a really wild twist in his story.
The movie ruined it for me, and then, as if it couldn't have gotten any worse, I mean, believe me, trust me, I love her, but people have a heyday with it because my fiance's name is Jenny.
Get out.
No.
Yeah. I
Forrest
swear to you,
and
Lisa.
Jenny.
I swear to you.
That's wild, hey? Forrest
And Jenny. Oh, sorry, I have to say it with the accent. I can't help it, Jenny. The hot spring/summer item has been announced officially. You know how there's always these phases where it's like bacon is the latest trend. And then for a stretch, it was like pepperoni pizza. Then it was pickles.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
fried chicken was
fried chicken
a
had
big
its
one last year.
day.
Mainly chicken sandwiches, right?
So this actually does have something to do with chicken. Chicken wraps. McDonald's is bringing back the snack wrap officially, not just for a limited time, but starting on July 10th. There's like a countdown. People are so excited about this. And I kind of agree because love a good little snack wrap, you know? A little appetizer before you get into your meal. Let's be real.
Wow, you're rapping about wraps.
Rapping
over
about
there.
wraps for sure. I'm a poet. I didn't even know it. No, but they had the big chicken wraps with like sweet chili sauce and stuff. And I was like, it's too big. It's too big. I want a cute little snack wrap.
So you're all about this.
Now, Popeyes found out about this, and now they're launching their own
Little mini wrap.
their little mini chicken wraps. But their tortilla is kind of based off of their biscuits.
Oh,
So kind of their own little twist on it.
okay.
Same
I
ingredients
bet it'll
there.
be good.
But I think that's the new thing. That's going to be the hot item is a tiny little chicken wrap.
Why do you keep pointing out that they have to be little? I like big wraps.
No, it's too messy.
No, you throw me like a badass Jack's with noodles in it.
Okay, there are no Badass Jacks near us.
No.
It's unfortunate. I think there's one on the West End
There is.
still, and there's still one in St. Albert.
Okay.
I have friends that are addicted to Badass Jacks. They will travel
It was
for
everywhere there for a bit. But yeah, that That's a good wrap. When you have to bite the one side and you get like some of the ingredients and then you go and bite the other side and it's a whole different story.
I don't like that. I want everything in one bite.
Lame little wraps.
Whenever Ryder gets a burrito or donair, he holds it like a baby. He burps it before he takes a bite.
The bigger, the better. Honestly, pack it in there.
But you heard it here first. Just you wait and see.
It's the year of the wraps.
Little chicken wraps. You're going to see them everywhere.
I'm thinking about getting a new Oilers jersey for the game tomorrow night because I haven't spent enough on
I was going to say, okay, millionaire.
Well, the way I justify it is I like this team so much that I would travel to go and see them in the Stanley Cup final. So think of all the money I'm saving by not having to get flights and hotels.
Ah, sport math.
Right?
Yeah.
Such sport math. So yeah, let's say you pay $600 for a jersey. That's a cheap flight, man.
What jersey are you thinking about getting?
Well, I asked on my Facebook page because I'm not entirely sure. I want to go off the board. I don't want to pick like a Draisaitl or a McDavid, especially where they put that little Stanley Cup crest. Looks so dumb next to the C and the A's.
Yeah, that's true.
But I also I feel like this playoff run has some really cool stories, and I like when people get jerseys to commemorate some of those stories.
So what are we thinking?
I
What's
don't know.
the number one?
Corey Perry, I think, is what I'm leaning towards. He has been so good. And like that pass behind his back last night to McDavid to set up the game winner was filthy.
So good.
And he just plays with this edge.
Scorey Perry.
So as I said, I posted this, and Joan commented, you're going to like this. Never thought I would say this, but you should go with Perry. When he played for the Ducks, I had a Twitter account just to chirp him. When they got Perry, the Oilers did, I'm like, I don't know if I can cheer for this guy.
That's awesome.
But it's absolutely full circle, and I am cheering for him.
It is
Thank
funny
you for
how
that, Joan.
as soon as you a player switches teams to your team, you're like, I like this person all of a sudden.
Yeah, because there was years, man, where it was tough playing against Perry. We were in like the decade of darkness.
Yeah.
We'd just lose to the Ducks every time they came to town.
Okay, relax.
Okay, sorry.
You're getting a little too passionate. I just have one question. Can you buy me a Jeff Skinner jersey? Since you're already Mr.
No.
I spend money, sport math. What?
The answer's no. Is there anybody else that goes through a bit of a mourning process? Like not AM morning, like morning.
MOURN.
A mourning process when you have a restaurant that you really like that closes the doors?
You don't know what you have until it's gone.
Yeah. Because my favorite pho place, I just drove by the other day and I'm like, no.
It's gone.
They made some mistakes. I'm not going to say their name. Their peanut sauce was way too thin. It was too liquidy.
It's got to be a little bit thick, right? It's got to be kind of like syrupy.
For sure.
Yeah, you want it to stick.
Like peanut butter. Just give me a jug of Jiffy. Anyway, their broth was spectacular.
It's no more, though.
I could bathe in it. It was so good. Actually, that would be really fun. Just bathing in pho.
Ew.
Think of the noodles. They'd feel cool. But yeah, I'm actually kind of grieving
Yeah.
the loss of... I know I'm not going to have that broth again. So how do you deal with this?
I don't know. Hit us up. Have you mourned over the closing of an establishment? And what was it? Sorry that we're, resurfacing some trauma.
Yeah. Maybe it was like the strip clubs. Maybe you're just really sad that they ended up closing the doors.
What was that one across from Rexall?
Pinkies.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Pinkies. Wait.
I don't know. You know what I would like to see the Canadian government prioritize?
What?
Making inter-country travel a little bit more reasonably priced.
Okay.
Like, they should have tax cuts, or I guess it wouldn't be tax cuts necessarily, but like maybe there is a way that you could write off flights within Canada or do some kind of incentive that the airlines would make it a little bit cheaper. So I have a buddy who's out on the East Coast, and he said he would love to come to a Stanley Cup game. The tickets are pretty expensive. He gets that, but the flights are just ridiculous. He said it's cheaper for him to fly to Mexico for a week than it would be to fly to Edmonton.
No, I've heard that often. Like a lot of people that are like, oh, I've never seen a Toronto Blue Jays game. I'd love to like fly to Toronto for the weekend with my kids. That's just not an option.
Well, and when you think about how much money you end up spending when you do vacation, keeping that money in the country would be awesome. So it would be really great if they would prioritize that and make travel a lot cheaper. I mean, there are certain things that I didn't even know about. Like if you go on I believe it's a Via Rail in Canada, that kids under a certain age, under 13 or something, can travel free on trains.
All right.
That's a pretty cool trip option.
Why don't you try direct messaging Carney?
He is a pretty big Oilers fan. I might.
Hey, man. So I had a thought.
Don't you think that would be a very successful move for a bunch of different reasons? I don't even think I can find a negative for it.
I'm trying to think of a place in Canada that would not be worth traveling to.
Winnipeg.
That's a wrap on this episode of the Ryder and Lisa podcast.
Thanks for being a part of the Ryder and Lisa community. If you liked hanging out with us, don't forget to subscribe and share the laughs with your friends.
Powered by Always Plumbing and Heating.